What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dr. Come Back to Real Takes. Well, it's that time, guys. It's reaction time, and this is the Cobra Kai. This will be for episode 9, titled Survivors. Now, before we jump into it, just do a quick recap. The last episode was really good. It's finally coming to a head where I said early on in the season, when things, happening from last season, Tory probably starting to feel a little conflicted, already knowing that she's already been talking to Kreese and trying to figure out some game plan of what to do so he can, of course, find a way out of there, and then dealing with Silver. But it just seems like it's not working like that. When he thought they were coming to help him, if, like, you help us, we help you, and I'm talking about LaRusso and Lawrence, that was all a farce, and I couldn't blame them when LaRusso, threw that little note on there thinking it's an attorney's number. He wasn't going to help them out at the time. So him having to tell Tory, just lay low, worry about yourself, it looks like I'm not going to be able to get out of here. It's inevitable. He has a lot of soul searching to do, and you need to stay in jail because you need to pay for pretty much some of the things you've been doing since Lawrence was a young man. So I don't really feel for him. I do feel for Tory because she's now in a position where she's all alone trying to figure out how to deal with this, making the decision if she's in fact going to continue dealing with Cobra Kai. She has no desire to be there, knowing what Silver has done and what he has done and what else he could possibly do. She's having to watch her back. You see where Silver called someone from, in regards to the international tournament, I want to call, Takai, and it looks like the guys were able to find out, showed up, and put their bid in, like, Cobra Kai's not the only, dojo around here, Miyagi-Do, Eagle Fang, and they were able to be considered, so they had to do a particular competition where it's like, you pick your, best female, your best guy. We had Kenny going up against Eli, and you had, of course, would have been Tory against Samantha. The whole thing with Eli / Hawk, and then Kenny, of course, feeling a certain way because he can see Robbie's helping the LaRusso's son and all that, feeling a certain way because you can see how he feels of when he used to be bullied, more so from other guys, but the fact that LaRusso never did anything, he still has a resentment and anger, and he's upset with Robbie, and just like, now you're a bully. Like, I like to see how the things turn. So now that you know how to do some karate, you're going to be a bully and also use what you've learned. So you can tell he's not there yet to really see the impact of what he's doing. He wins over Eli, does a particular move that Silver showed him, and it is what it is. Now, when it came to Samantha and Tory decided the way things were going. You can see the rep knew about it, was already in on it again, and she was like, I'm going to remove myself. Devin had to step up, and Devin had a couple good licks in there, but in the end, Samantha did what she needed to do, and I love how she was getting some good, she had her support system behind her. She had, of course, Miguel, she had Chozen, she had her dad, she had all of them there, and she did an amazing job, and I was so happy that, she ended up winning. But that the new sensei was none too happy with Tory not being there. That's going to be an issue when she shows back up. There's no way around that because Terry's going to be pissed, and she does not they don't trust her. Right now, she looks really bad because she wasn't there where she needed to be. She is the champion right now. She won, in this moment from the last tournament. So it's going to be very interesting because now it looks like first we thought Cobra Kai was the only one that was being considered, and it looks like now they both are going to be a part of the international tournament. So you see them all celebrating on the side of the Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang, and you see certain things come up in that, Samantha found the necklace, that Miguel got her and all that, wanted to come and see him to see about it. But I did say it during the reaction. As much it hurt, but remember now, you just want to be friends. You can't be mad. You all are not together. And if you see someone, unbeknownst to him, that he was going to see that kiss coming, it is what it is. But he shouldn't feel bad. And you can tell he does because he still has a soft spot for Samantha. But the fact remains is that she really clearly still cared about him, even though she wanted that separation and all that. I really wish that they'd seen it, but you already know they got to pull these little bumps in the road before they hopefully put them back together. It always is how it is in the shows. And she left, but you see how Tory shows up, and she all of a sudden's in defense mechanism real quick to defend herself. And she's like, you won the tournament. And I'm glad she blurted it out. So it's now out there. So now I want to see what's going to happen in this overall discussion. So you know what? With that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll say the rest of my thoughts within you guys.
You knew all along that Silver cheated the Old Valley and you did nothing?
You don't know what it's like in there. What I've had to deal with.
Girl, stop, Samantha. You're not doing it. Stop. What are you doing?
Why did you only come forward now? Huh? Because you're a coward.
Screw you, LaRusso. I knew this was a mistake. Do you know about any of this?
No. I had no idea.
Oh, your baby looks very healthy. You can start telling your family and friends if you'd like.
Oh, thank you.
Let you get cleaned up, give you some privacy.
Okay.
He's perfect. Where's she? Sounds good.
Oh my God.
Mr. Lawrence. I'm not here to fight. I understand how important the next generation is. So savor every moment before it's gone.
Oh, we know he might have been there for some board meeting or to sell black market kidneys. I really don't think he's coming after us right now.
A night off. Sure, Carmen would love to help me finish an entire bottle of tequila, yeah?
In her state, not a good idea.
Saying what we think you're saying?
Carmen's pregnant? Oh my God, that's wonderful!
My boy Reggie, he can hook us up with a free limo. We'll get drinks, laughs, get in trouble. Come on. Hey, Anoush, we're going out.
I know he's in Cobra Kai and I'm an Eagle Fang, but Stingray's still my friend. He wouldn't lie to me.
Mr. Keene, to what do we owe the pleasure?
Everything you're taught here is bullshit. There is pain in this dojo and it's built upon fear because this man is not your sensei, he is your enemy. But it's not too late for you.
Can you open your jacket for me?
Oh.
No weapons allowed. You can pick them up when you leave.
Carmen, Johnny, we are so thrilled for you! Thank you.
For the future. Ready?
Take 8d12 of psychic damage. Come on, psychic damage.
I'm done.
Me too. Dude, you're the worst dungeon master.
Read the transcript.
You lied to the court. And you lied to my dad. But you're not going to lie to us.
It's crazy, but looking back on it, how we all ended up, I think it all worked out.
That dance floor? It's calling my name. Mine too. Come and get it, girl. You coming?
Catch you next one.
The kick wasn't the problem. I had to stop focusing on what was behind. Start looking at what was right in front of me.
There is one woman. Very special.
This is your enemy. Destroy it. I'm going home. You will go home when the lesson is over. Are you even trying? Your feelings have made you weak. No! You care more about this boy than your own dojo! I broke up with him because of this dojo, you bitch! Lesson over.
I just can't. I'm sorry.
It's great. Thanks for nothing.
I just met that girl.
You don't have to apologize. We broke up.
Exactly.
You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Exactly.
If I knew that the tournament was rigged, then maybe my dad wouldn't have had to shut down Miyagi-Do, and maybe I wouldn't have thought about quitting, and maybe I would have...
You have no idea what it's like to be a Cobra Kai. I do, and it must have been so hard for her to admit what she knew. And now it's up to you to decide what to do about it.
Yeah, that Kokomo chick lives a million miles away.
Wait, you mean Kumiko?
Yeah, that's it. You know her?
She's an old friend.
Oh, yeah? The way Chozen talks about her, he's got it bad.
After my disgrace in village, I tried to hide from everything. Kumiko, find me again. And her kindness brought me back. How I treated her. What I did to her. Unforgivable.
I get to know your name.
Oh boy.
I know that you can be a little hot-headed. I was going to...
No.
Classic Louis.
Get your boy from all...
Limos, drinks, and some trouble.
Come on, we can hit another bar. You in?
1 minute.
Hey, come on.
But I make one big mistake. I should have taken you with me. Okay, bye.
What are you doing here?
Oh my god. What happened?
Don't pretend like you care. After our match when they handed me that trophy, that was the best moment of my life. But then I saw Silver in that ref, and it just killed me. I want to get back at Silver so bad. And that's why I listened to Kreese, but then I just got caught up in more lies.
Maybe we can help each other. I tried to talk to Stingray. He basically admitted it was Silver who assaulted him in the old dojo, but he's too afraid to go to the police.
Well, what happened at the old dojo? Maybe we can.
Youth. One thing money can't buy. Because if we're successful, Cobra Kai will go on forever.
And what if your enemies manage to crush this tree?
Don't let that happen.
You see where the parking
Oh my god.
right here.
Are you serious?
He's not driving. Who is?
Boy, the driver does not want us to leave.
Alright, you guys, this was a good episode. We finally the reveal, and now the guys and girls know the situation now that Tory was able to tell Samantha that she wasn't the one that actually really won the tournament. She was pretty much handed to a courtesy of, Silver and that ref. And of course she's upset, and I understand it, but it's like, listen to everything she's telling you. I know you and Tory have had your mess similar, like with Miguel and Robbie, but it's like, sweetie, keeping all this. I have to give both of the young ladies, knowing how this affected Sam after the tournament, having her feeling, that she didn't do the best she did, and in the end she actually did, and feeling a certain way about still doing Miyagi-Do, feeling conflicted about, what's her real purpose, is there a reason for doing this, and then feeling a certain way about wanting to just separate herself from Miyagi-Do, and then of course also with her and Miguel, and then with Tory feeling, pretty much closed in, unable to get out of the situation, can't breathe because you're dealing with, Terry Silver taking over Cobra Kai, Kreese is, in jail, and you have that relationship, and there's I want to say mentor respect with Kreese, but then Kreese has his own agenda as it was and all that, and she's thinking she's getting good advice and all that, like she says, more lies. So you see how it just kind of, gets out of hand, but I like how Miguel and Robbie had to stop both of them. Like they both, he's like, did you know? He's like, I didn't know anything. Tory was pretty much lying to him all this time. He knows how Cobra Kai is, same as Miguel, both him and Robbie. So they kind of understand where she's coming from. I like when Miguel had to tell that a little bit that to Sam prior to them going to see Stingray. Finally, to see if he'll speak up on it. Now I will say this: he didn't actually blurt it out, but he at least admitted it using, one of his favorite games to kind of, give it different names to just let them know, yes, this is exactly what happened. But he's afraid, and he feels, like a coward and all that. And I'll give him that because Terry is he's a scary person. He knows how to put the charisma on and all that and everything else, and then needs to be said. But that man can do some damage. He literally beat the boy up. So it's like, could you imagine? You see what he did to an old rival from LaRusso's past, where he burned down the man's, business. That man he's not above anything. Now, when you see at the beginning, Carmen and Lawrence, seeing, their baby for the first time and all that, still don't know the sex. I really hope it's a girl. I know he's talking about some boy, but at least he admitted it could be a girl, and I really hope he does have a girl. That would be just too cute. Come into contact with Silver, and an actual elevator, and him thinking he was snooping around, because you would think that, because every time you turn around, like I said, he's always 2 steps or 3 steps ahead of them, always kind of knowing where they are and showing up out of there. This one, don't know he was in the hospital for it. I'm almost curious about that. Why were you really there if it wasn't for them? But then him, her knowing who he was and all that, him saying all his little stuff, whatever. I hate that he even knows that she's pregnant, but I'm glad in the instance, whatever, and all that, he won't even try that, because you could only imagine what Lawrence would do to him. But words were spoken. They're like, okay, he's not going to do anything before this international tournament to put himself in a situation. He's worked too hard to get here finally. Now that Kreese is out the way, and this is what he really wanted to do. Hence, you all remember the previous episode. So with that being said, they decided to go out and celebrate, Carmen and, Lawrence, and have a little drink and all that, just kind of, let loose and all, and they had fun. And you see just the scene of them, just the drinks and all that, a lot of, back and forth talking and all that. And I like that. It's like opening up, whatever. You hear both Lawrence and Chozen just talking about how far they come, things, they were doing that they wish in some ways they didn't do and all that. But it kind of opened them up to finally exploring new things and better things in their life now, further down the line, a little bit older, a little bit more wiser. It's definitely with Lawrence coming so far, in regards to, working on building a good relationship with Miguel, definitely a better relationship with Robbie, and finding love with Carmen. So I'm very happy for him. He's come a long way, same thing with Chozen, but with Chozen, we didn't realize he still has those feelings for, I want to say, is it, oh God, I want to see if I'm trying to remember her name. Oh my goodness, Kamiko. Oh my God, I got tongue tied. And I'm like, I really feel like with them telling the story of how they were when they were younger and how he feels. And it's like, let it be known how you feel to her. And I like the phone conversation how he had with her, wishing she came with them. I pray, if not before this finale, hopefully next season, we might see them put them together. That'd be nice, because when he went there to do business, LaRusso, he ran into, of course, saw Chozen again. We were so happy to see him. But then now, seeing Kamiko and her help him with his business, with somebody from, the past. Let's see if she wasn't with anyone. So you never know. So I'm just kind of putting it out there. So fingers crossed that is, because they would be so cute together. Now back to Tory. You see that Sensei Kim was not going to let her off the hook, and Terry was a little upset with her. He knows she's conflicted. She knows, what you've done, and he knows it. Sensei Kim don't, to the extent whatever, and that's probably some of her feelings. But seeing how, of course, Robbie showed up, he said his piece. Kenny looking all a certain way with her and all that. That boy just right now hothead. It just is what it is. He needs to see Terry being exposed and then really bring him down a peg. And hopefully it'll come soon. Now with Tory having to prove herself a little bit, and that little step they have for that challenge, and her and them thinking it's all about the boy when it's really about what Terry's done. Again, Sensei Kim has no clue. She's using it as Robbie. I had to break up with him because of Cobra. That is her hiding the real truth. That's part of it, but that's not the real reason. And her getting bruised like that. So I like how Sam showed up. And at first they didn't want to be there, but when she walked in and saw, the situation, what's going on really with Tory, her living situation, and with her mother in the back, you see the bed. That's not an ordinary bed. That's a bed that's considered like a hospital, somebody you're taking care of, like a caretaker. So she knows that Tory's dealing with a lot, and I'm kind of glad a little bit of that is kind of sinking in. 2 different lives definitely come together with the fact of them dealing with the karate, and their mindsets are totally different about how they choose to learn that type of stuff, and how it builds on them and their character and all that. So knowing that she's wasn't aware, now she is, maybe you both can help each other. I was so happy she said that, and it's now out. She knows that Stingray was really beaten up, and I'm talking about Tory, and they're like, we need to figure out, nobody's going to kind of speak up. She said, maybe we can find a way to work this out, whatever. And I'm glad it's those two are going to do it, because I said we were waiting for Robbie and Miguel to get it together, had to find their way, had to fight it out with them. They're going to strategize together and all that, and then hopefully might not be friends right away, but the respect will be there once everything is out and said is done. It is. So I'm happy that we're coming full circle with the ladies as well as the guys. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the last and final episode. I will say, with them enjoying themselves, I'm glad the ladies did go home. But you see, Terry, again, he set it up. So the driver of the limo wasn't even in there. Like, where you go that you were so far away from them, somebody could just swoop in there and take the damn limo with the guys. And then where were you? But okay, it is what it is. But fact remains that who is the one driving it? Because Terry's there with Sensei Kim having his little drink. So who's the one driving? So probably just some person he just paid or whatever. So what's going to happen, I'm curious, is what, you know, they supposed to be at this daggone tournament, and they're the senseis. The kids are going to show it and all that. They're going to get forfeited. Just so many things. So with that said, you guys, comment below. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.